We're the Guild of Students, and this video shows the journey of our guild building from its creation in 1911 to where we are now in 2014. Our Riley building was named after its architect, Sir Charles Riley, and we have been proudly representing and entertaining students for 125 years. Our guild building is packed with history. As the University of Liverpool was the first English university to give its students influence over how their university was run, it's here that the first ever student-led work took place. It's also here that the country's first female and black president were elected. We've always boasted one of the biggest and most active student unions in the country. But in the early noughties, I think it became quite clear that unfortunately this building was no longer fit for purpose.
You can use half the rooms, at least. And the ones that you could use were a bit ratty.
I just remember sitting in the courtyard with a bucket next to me and water dripping from the roof from the rain.
The worst bit about the old building was definitely cold. It was freezing in here, damp, not very pleasant to be in at all at times.
The university decided that as part of the capital investment plan, the Guild of Students would get their fair share as well.
The university have put £14.5 million into our building. They've supported us throughout our redevelopment, so we now have a new fantastic space for our students.
So since 2004, your elected student officers have been working with the university to help develop the plans and ideas.
My favourite bit about the project was that how involved we were as officers. I mean, we were choosing wallpaper, we were choosing the names of the bars, but also how much the students were involved.
The students have told us throughout that they want their student union to be somewhere they can socialise.
Now with the new events team, we're going to be providing incredibly high quality events to our students at student prices.
I think my favourite part of the new building is the Stanley Theatre. Having been someone that's performed on that stage many times, in the cold and the dark winters, I really am looking forward to seeing how our student groups come back and make the most of such a beautiful theatre space.
We never used to be able to do adequate cinema screenings, and I'm very proud of this space. Now we can.
The courtyard is going to be a really lovely space for our students to socialise. On a night, it's going to be a really intimate setup for all sorts of things our societies do.
My favourite bit of the new building is obviously everything, but particularly the Mountford Hall, which is now the second biggest live music venue in Liverpool. It's got the best equipment in the Northwest, and the nights that are going to be in there are going to be amazing.
The thing I'm most proud of in my time in office has been my work on technology enhanced learning. So all modules, their vital pages will now have to have a baseline of what's required to be on there, which will include your lecture slides and your reading lists, so everyone can study to their best of their ability.
I'm proud of pretty much everything we've achieved this year. You know, free photos of the hot drink and the summer ball are probably my most well-known things. But my personal highlight was my Bring Your Own Bottle campaign, where I'm encouraging students to use reusable flasks, not use bottled water, and working with the university to make sure we're truly sustainable and that we're leading on sustainability.
I think the thing I'm most proud of is that in the last couple of years we've really taken seriously the opportunity to look at who we are and what we're doing as a student union and whether we're matching up with the students' expectations, and through that we've developed a new strategic plan, an entirely new brand and a new democratic structure for our students to engage with.
Last year I really enjoyed working on barriers to education. I found it really rewarding campaigning on things like disabled students allowance and widening participation across the university. Next year I can't wait for the new challenges the building going to bring and campaigning to make your time here as good as possible.
Harry, Alex and I, and James as well, are incredibly lucky to be here this year. Everyone's going to know where we are. There's a fantastic new branding that everyone's going to recognise the Guild under as well.
I really like the street. I think it's totally transformed from the old Guild building, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic space to engage with students.
I'm really excited to be back in the new building and welcome all the students back, because we've had spaces which we've simply not had before.
Liverpool Guild has always been a fantastic students' union, and I think we've got a building now that we can really be proud of.